Today marks 1730th day of daily lessons, day reflections. Yesterday I shared the lesson about rebuilding. And today I want to speak about what happens after rebuilding. Because I think that I shared that we need to have a blueprint. We need to have a blueprint to really plan what we need able to execute, really to achieve great things in life, because everything happens first internally and second externally. And we need to have that blueprint. And I thought about what is a blueprint for a meaningful, purposeful life, and having understanding, okay, what are the steps? Because when you have a clarity of the steps, it's so much easier to really achieve greatness. So today I will share what are the 7 steps that we need to really to have really to move forward on every single day. So yesterday I shared rebuilding. So after you rebuild, when you had a season that you needed to rebuild yourself, now you rebuild yourself. You back into the foundation. You back into the where you're supposed to be. What you're supposed to do next. Building. Interesting. You rebuild yourself, and next step is building. That means there's nothing to rebuild anything. You already rebuild yourself. You where you're at, but now it still needs to be adjustments, needs to be added, subtracted. You need to really making sure that you're able to really build things that really is extremely important, because seasons change, careers change, business change, everything's changing, Australia is changing, and because of that we always need to build, because it's building not just about for you, but the building some places for your family, for your kids, for your significant other, for the mentees, for the mentors, for there's so many people that we need to build, and just building a strong soul, building strong body, building strong understandings, building strong wisdom. There's so many things to build. So like we will never have a say that oh I build enough. No, there's always will be something to build, and that's the beautiful thing about life. Number two is expansion. And expansion is that building is more about yourself, like what you build around yourself. And expansion is more about really how you can really take on more. You build, you build more leadership skills for you, build more confidence, you build more courage. So now how to use that that leadership skills, how to use that confidence, how to use that courage. And that means we need to have expansion, and that means that more opportunities, more responsibility, more people who depend on you, more pressure, more influence. There's a lot of things that be able to really have more meaning, because sometimes building a courage for no reason is no meaning in that. But when you build that courage, build that confidence, build that leadership skills in the mind for expansion, that you're able to really add value to other people, that's a really moving into the right direction. Number three is stewardship. And this is an interesting thing, because when you think about developing and building, so it means if you build knowledge, if you build wisdom, if you build your body, if you build your soul, you build relationships. It's not that you when you build you need to really you be able to really say, "Oh, relax and that's it. I'm done." No, like everything needs to be maintained, and that stewardship of what you build is extremely important. Even the most beautiful buildings needs to be maintained once in a while, because it's just it's not it doesn't the buildings is not internal, like the relationships that you nurtured is not internal. That means if you stop nourishing it, it will go bad. So that means everything that we have built will need to have stewardship, maintenance, nourishment. And it's like, okay, I have health, I achieved health. That means, okay, how do I maintain it? How do I really making sure that I stay where I am right now? Maybe I don't need to get even more healthy. I just need to be where I am. But there will be skill sets, and there will be habits and there patterns that really allows to really keep you where you at. Number four is multiplication. And that means that when you really achieve success, and this is one thing that I really found very, very, very interesting, because when you really achieve significant success, that's a, that you move to other world. I really love the one. I remember who I heard it from, but said when you taste significance, success will never fulfill you. When you taste significance, success will never fulfill you. So maybe at the beginning you're looking for your own success, but when you start to really look into multiplication, how we could teach, how we could mentor, how we could build something that lasts beyond me, that's where the true success lies. Success lies in significance. Such a beautiful. So it means that all the things that you thought is success, it was just was something temporary for you to really stay on a small hill or a small mountain, because it was bigger mountains to climb, and that bigger mountain to climb was significance. Because knowledge becomes wisdom when it's shared. Number five is legacy. And interesting because legacy is, again, I think it's one of the most important things, because this is such a unique topic, because every single person will have a little bit different take on it. But I actually believe that legacy is like having ability to really look into your life where you're at and have the urgency to do the right thing, to keep the to keep that true legacy. And that is like the children you've raised, and in a kind way, that you raised kids that actually understand what life is. Mentor the people that you mentor, because the conversation, the kindness that you show to a person that really changed their direction of maybe a bad direction to something a bit much better. So those kind of legacy points, again, we'll able to look into, okay, what are qualifies as a legacy point. What qualifies as a legacy point? Because a bank account, does it qualify for a legacy? I don't think so. What you can do with that bank account and influence, because you're able to really make a significant moves with when you have more resources, that's for sure. But again, this is the choices that you make on the resources that you have, because sometimes you can have less bank account, but you really allocate your energy resource to really pouring into others, and that person will have much more legacy at his disposal. Number six is renewal. And it's interesting because even though that we build everything, we build relationships, we build health, we build everything. So that means it's solid. You nourish relations. That is one of the worst things. That is that you nourish relations, that you have amazing relations, you love somebody so strongly, and you lose that person. You invested to nourish that relationship so much. You love this person, and then you lose that person. There'll be grief. There'll be a loss. There'll be illnesses, and it's a thing that this grief is the price that you pay for loving somebody. And I think that this is, again, people say like, oh, I'm willing to pay this price because the love that they had was the best thing in my life, and I'm willing to pay the price of grief. Sometimes, of course, you don't want you to have like illness, but again, this is something it will teach you. Even though that you nourish your health, you developed your health, you really focus on your health, but illness still showed up. Life is never fair, but we always will have unexpected setbacks, and we'll need to have some kind of renewal, and that is part of life. Number seven is that becoming a builder of builders. Becoming a builder of builders. That means when you look into okay, there's a lot of people who are really building, and then you really want to really build them up, build them up, help them. Really, you spend 2 years on building yourself. Maybe you're able to help someone to really spend a year instead of 2 years, so they can really allocate that 1 year to do the things that is matters, that is purposeful, that is meaningful, that is fulfilling for them. Because I really love saying that the longer you wait, the longer you wait. What it means is that the longer you wait to really start living a life that you want, the longer you wait to really enjoying it. The longer you wait to really take action, the longer you wait to really receive results out of them. And that's like when you become builder of builders, so you allow them to save time, to save energy, to save resources. There's just so many things that they can save and it'll allocate to more important things. And the last thing that before I go, I would like to really share that the journey, that's the blueprint, that's the blueprint of really making things happen. And when I looked into this blueprint, when I looked and reflected on myself, and I was thinking about, I went through such a difficult season, such a terrible season. I reached the rock bottom in all areas of my life. It was just insane. Like I got injured. I love sports. I was injured. Leg very very badly. Shoulder very badly. Like all the parts was just taken away. And I was thinking, I always was saying that I really want to add value to people. I want to serve people. And I think that this is again shows that I truly believe that it's part of faith. Like this is again was this is what I needed to be put through so I could really serve people. Because now like this is the full journey. There's 8 steps that every single person potentially could go through. The person who really wants significant things in life. And this again is actually important. And number one is awakening. And that's what was at the beginning of my year, awakening. I started to see all the things, all the things that I tolerated, all the things that the bad behaviors that I tolerated, all the things that was not working. And I realized that I must change and I need to walk away from all environments, but that put me in a position that I was totally darkness in the nowhere. But I was willing to go to nowhere because I knew that I need to change. And that's a part of awakening. Number two is breaking. So it means that the breaking is that part that you really, everything that was familiar falls apart, goes away. It breaks away. And it potentially, the breaking is that, for me, it was the rock bottom. And it might be a rock bottom. Maybe it'll be the not rock bottom, but it'll be a breaking point of really saying this is decision point where I said that this is not what needs to be done. Third is the healing. And the healing is not very fast as well, but you need to recover strength, clarity, understanding. Like there's so many things to heal from. Maybe you were in toxic environment, toxic relationships, and you really need to heal. You need to understand who you are. Maybe you gave up yourself for a season of your life because you just wanted peace in the wrong places. Number four is rebuilding. So that's again there where this is where I am rebuilding every single area of my life just so I could build later on. Because that's rebuilding is all about really creating a new foundation. That's the most important part, the new foundation for a new life. Number five is building. So building a new life, building a meaningful life this time. Maybe you had a life before, but that life needs to be demolished. And now it's time to really build something meaningful. And now we have a good foundation you worked on, you understood. Because a lot of times when you really end up in an awakening, you understand about yourself much better. And this time when you build, you know exactly what you're supposed to build. Last time you didn't know. And that's totally fine. Number six is stewardship. So when you build something meaningful, now you need to really protect it and really steward it and really nourish the things that you already built because it's extremely important nourishment. Number seven is multiplication. Invest what you learn to others. And I think that's the beautiful thing when you really say that I really want to help people. And this again, I truly believe that I have been put through all those steps so I could really be a guide because you can be a travel agent, literally direct people where you've never been, or you can be a guide. But if you want to be a guide and guiding people through difficult days, you need to go through difficult days. You need to understand how to really handle yourself, how to grow yourself, how to really see the small flickering light in the darkness and go to the flickering light because that's the only thing that you see, only flickering small light, and choosing to go to that direction and hoping that that is the direction we're supposed to go. And that's the thing that is again where multiplication goes because you know that you worked through that and you're willing to teach other people how to go through that as well and invest in other people. And last one, legacy. Number 8 is your influence continues beyond you. So what the question is always like what will continue beyond me? So when I am gone, what will represent me? Because I want to represent my brother, my dad. They're not on earth anymore, but I will always, always, always represent them because they left a big, massive mark in me. And the question is, who will represent you? What you invest in? Do you write books? Do you really speak with people? Do you really put your resources that you have into people around you, the people that you care about? And I think that's important too. I found this topic is extremely close to my heart, and I probably will speak in the future even more how to really allocate your time and all those every steps. But this is again a beautiful start of speaking how important it is to really build your life, rebuild your life, and really look into what is the blueprint of living your life. So I hope you choose to win and see you tomorrow.